SonicStates.com.
Hello and welcome to the second part of the Jordan Rudess interview. Hope you enjoyed the first part. Jordan has now finished his tour and has released his new application, Geo Synthesizer, for the iOS system. This part of the interview deals with that and a few other bits and bobs besides, so hope you enjoy it. Obviously, you know, you've been using the iPad Live for quite some time, purely because you develop applications for it, and part of us, the reason to talk to you today is also to hear a little bit about the new synthesizer or app that you've written for the iPad. Is it iPad only or iPhone as well?
It's going to be for iPhone and iPad, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so does this take the idea of control, the multi-touch control and the positional side of things that you're obviously very interested in, and sort of take it to another level?
My new app is called Geo Synthesizer. It's an app that originally started out as a brainchild of Rob Fielding, who is my rocket scientist friend, a wild and crazy guy, who, you know, it's this interesting character, very impressive mind, and I was very interested to work with him. So my partner Kevin Chartier and I approached him to see if we could maybe put something together, and we have, and we're just about ready to release. And maybe by the time people see this interview, it hopefully will be either almost out or out. But yeah, so this app. One thing that's really great about this, and I think it's the main kind of like selling point or interesting point for musicians, is this app will play faster than anything I've touched on the iPad, and I've played them all. We have that whole kind of like pitch control that I introduced on MorphWiz and also SampleWiz, where you can do the really kind of advanced rounding, where you can not only round on the initial touch, but also when you slide to a note, you're able to have the pitch round, and you can set the amount of rounding also. So when you stop after a slide, you can, you know, basically have it quickly adjust to the note or slowly. So there's a lot of control, and you really feel like, you know, it's happening under your finger, like if you were playing a guitar. It's not like, you know, everybody says, oh, there's not much latency or this or that. And, you know, almost every app you play, you're going to feel some kind of delay. But it's not really the case with Geo Synthesizer. It's really quick, and you can fly on it. And what's cool is it will ship with a lot of internal sounds, but it also is a wonderful controller for your MIDI world. And there's a big movement right now in the whole you know, iOS world, which is this virtual MIDI. Thing that's going on, and that enables you to have an app in the foreground and an app in the background, and you can be playing, let's say in this case on Geo Synthesizer, and have something running in the background.
Can you play sound and control, so you can have two sounds at the same time?
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Wow,
yeah,
that is very new. I mean, is that iPad? That sounds like iPad 2 only, surely.
Yeah, well, maybe the processor will get a little bit, you know, taxed if you try to do too much.
So tell me a bit about the synthesizer engine. What's the engine based on?
Yeah, well, it's not a very complicated synthesizer engine. It's you know, it plays samples.
Yeah.
It also has some nice little things you can do with synthesis. You can do some level of FM, which is pretty cool. Rob, early on, kind of put this interesting system together where he lets you choose. There's a slider that you can control your octave harmonics and your fifth harmonics, and what's really cool, it's very drawbar organ like. So any sound that you're on, you can then start adding.
That's interesting, because I remember when we talked to you about SampleWiz, you were really interested in exploring a kind of more user-friendly way of interfacing with the FM synthesis style.
Yeah.
And this
that's definitely something that we kept in common here. You know, there's not a lot of synthesis control, but the few things that we have can get you pretty far without having to do a lot. I mean, I think that's the key to you know, allowing users to just kind of have fun.
Is there any chance we could have a little look? Because this will be a bit of an exclusive, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, what I have up right now is I've got Thumb Jam, one of my favorite apps, in the background with a sound I contributed to Thumb Jam, which is like my lap steel kind of sound, and I'm going to control it from Geo, which you'll see in the foreground. I think if I move this down, you might see it. How's that?
That's good. You can actually move it towards you a little bit if you've got the actual iPad. Does that work, or does it have to sit on the? No. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fantastic.
So right now I've got, I don't know if you can see, but I've got some of the synth parameters up at the top, and I can get rid of those so I don't have to see those, which is always nice. So the whole screen becomes the playing surface, which is something that I really pushed for, because I think it's important, if you're thinking of this as a musical instrument, to have the entire screen be playable. So yeah, so now I'm controlling Thumb Jam in the background, and I've got Geo Synth in the foreground. And what's really cool is Thumb Jam will track with independent voices, so I can like play a note here, and then just slide this one, and it'll follow the exact bend. So if I want to go from A to D, while holding just a D down here, I can go. Get rid of Thumb Jam, and I can go back to the internal engine and call up some of the sounds that, let's see, like, yeah, there's a good example of something. So with this sound, let's turn it down a little bit. This is an internal sound, and you can see on the playing surface that I have some control on each key for expression.
All right, yep.
What's really fun is we've got this special algorithm which kind of boggles everybody who sees it, which enables you to kind of jump around through the range of the instrument really fast. So I can be like, so I have some of my lead sounds in here as well, like this one, which is definitely a kind of a signature lead sound. Let me turn it up a little. Again, I'll make the whole playing surface available. So what I love is it's so quick. I can be at kind of like the Jordan maximum speed here. And it really tracks your fingers. So when I do these kind of, and I do a little vibrato, it's right there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just one more thing. What's it called? Just so we can make sure that people can find it.
Yes, it's called Geo, which is spelled Geo Synthesizer. That's the name of it.
Okay.
In the development process, we referred to it as Geo Synth, but not to be confused. The official name of it is Geo Synthesizer. And again, the main features of the instrument is that you know, to me, it's you know, one of the most playable, if not the most playable app, you know, that's out there or about to be out there. And it also will come with some, you know, Jordan, you know, sounds on it, things that I use on my keyboards, my signature lead sounds and other things. And I probably should say, because Rob was really, you know, kind of into this when he created it, it's also an app that is not just totally like locked in to the equal temperament type of tuning. You can also do things like you can have 53 steps per scale. You can have it, you know, you can play it as a fretless instrument. You can, anyway, you have a lot of control. You can have 24 steps, so you can start really getting into the quarter tone.
Right.
And you can see it visually. Things are locked in, so when you're playing it, there are these kind of geometric lines that enable you to see where you really are in the tuning, which is, it's very, very cool.
Sounds like it's going to be great fun. And for those of us who want to see Dream Theater live, where are you? You're playing at Atlanta, presumably tomorrow, right?
Yes, we're playing in Atlanta. The tour schedule is up at dreamtheater.net. You can see the whole thing. We're moving towards Florida. We have a few shows in Florida, and then we're going to Texas. And I think it's about 9 or 10 shows left of the tour, actually. And then we'll wrap it up. And then December, we have a little bit more. We're taking November off, thankfully. December, we have a little bit more on the West Coast in Mexico. And then in January, we're back to Europe, January and February. So there's a lot more Dream Theater touring. So if you haven't seen the band in this new incarnation, you got to come out and say hello and check it out, because we're having a lot of fun.
Jordan Rudess, thank you very much for sparing some of your very precious time on your day off on tour, and we very much appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you in person. Hopefully, will you be at NAMM? I suppose you're going to be in tour, aren't you? Or are you going to...
Love to be at NAMM, but this time I'm actually going to be on the road. So I think I might actually go over to CES and do a little something with my friends who make the iConnect MIDI device. It's a really cool little interface, and those guys invited us to come and join them. So if anybody's coming out to CES, you can look for us there. I'll be showing all kinds of app stuff and ways to connect everything to everything else, and it should be a good time.
Jordan Rudess, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, my friend. Good to see you.